To the 6th episode of my knitting podcast. For everybody who's new to this channel, a very brief introduction of myself. So my name is Anastasia. I am 28 years old. Soon 29. I am originally from Germany. I have been living in the UK now for 1.5 years, and I discovered my passion for knitting when I was living in Iceland. And yeah, that's 2 years ago now. So well, no, I've been knitting for a bit longer, but yeah. For everybody who's been waiting for this episode, thank you so much for your patience. I love that you're coming back and that you actually tell me that you're looking forward to watch this episode. Yeah, that is really great, and it's just lovely to hear that you're enjoying what I'm showing you. My last weeks have been sort of every day the same, really. We are settling in. Our new apartment is sort of getting there. We have a few little corners that we're not really working on at the moment, which is fine. I mean, there's only so much moving you can do and organizing, so we're kind of taking a break on that. We'll get back later to it a bit, maybe in the new year we will start doing that again. Yeah, I have been working a bit. I have a big week, well, I've got important days coming up in my next week. I will tell you about it more in my next episode once this is over. And other than that, yeah, I have a second job as well, so that keeps me busy when I'm not flying. So I can do that from home, which is really good. I have been baking a bit, so if you're on my Instagram, you have seen me. I do like to make a Vanillekipferl, which is a German Christmas cookie that my grandma used to make. So I every year I make like 1 or 2 portions of Christmas cookies, and that is normally the gift for my family, really, because we don't do Christmas gifts in our family, which makes it very easy. So I'm not in a rush at the moment to be buying gifts, and I don't have to go shopping and stuff, so that makes it a bit easier. I don't have to do Christmas knitting, so I can knit for myself, which is nice as well. So yeah, very easygoing weeks. Yesterday we went out the first time again, just for pot meal. So here in our region you're allowed to go out to go out for a meal. You have to eat when you drink something. So we went out, had a pub food, which was nice. We walked down there, so it was nice to just be a bit out and get dressed up and have a nice evening. And then we came back and I knitted, so that's always nice. Yeah, I will start with my knitting content, and that's why you're here. So I shall stop talking about non-important stuff. What I'm wearing, that's the first topic, and this is my Öræfi sweater. So this is a design by Dagbjört Guðmundsdóttir. She is an Icelandic knitwear designer, and I made this sweater jumper out of Alafosslopi. So this is like an Aran weight yarn. I don't have anything here, so it's like a finer version of the Alafosslopi. I used the colorway Mimosa and light red heather. I will insert the color numbers here if you want to have a look. You will always find the color numbers as well on my pattern page, project page really. This wool, I think I already told you about it, but this is the wool that I bought on our last trip when we were living in Iceland, when we were touring the Iceland. So this is like a memory of this trip. I don't really recall knitting it, and that's the weird thing about it, because I think I knit that one when we came back, or when we came to the UK, so when we moved here, and I must have knit that whilst we were so busy settling into our new home, and I was settling into a new job, and I think, yeah, this is just happened. I don't know. Suddenly I had a jumper in my cupboard, and I'm just starting to use them so much really, because I'm starting to being okay with wearing these this wool on my skin, which I wasn't really comfortable with at the beginning, but I'm getting used to it. At the moment I'm just wearing a tank top and I'm absolutely fine with it. The other thing that I love about this is that you don't have to wash it so frequently. So this wool is like it's like self-cleaning, so you just really have to hang them outside, and you really rarely have to wash them. But if you want to wash them, you can do it, and you can even do it in a washing machine, which is even easier. Yeah, and I think I talked about this one in my first episode, so if you want to know more about it, go over there. My first finished object is the Vuono hat. So the Vuono hat is a design by Ronja Hakalehto. I hope I said your name the right way. So Ronja is a knitwear designer. She lives in northern Finland. She's got beautiful pictures of her patterns. And I was looking for a pattern to use up some fingering weight yarn together with some mohair that I had in my stash, and I thought that would make a nice combination. So I came across this pattern, I purchased it, and yeah, it came out beautiful. This pattern, so this sort of stitch, she's also got a sweater pattern with a Vuono sweater, which is beautiful as well. So I can only recommend to you to have a look if you're looking for something in fingering and mohair. Oh, I didn't check. I just suspect it's going to be fingering and mohair as well for the sweater, but yeah, I didn't check. Go and have a look. And for the yarn that I used is a Sparkle Duck fingering. It's a 55% superwash blue-faced Leicester wool with 45% silk. And this one is actually I bought 2 skeins, and I bought that online, I bought that in the Ravelry group called UK Classified. I'm sure probably there's some for every country, I suspect, or every region. So it's sort of like a group where people are trying to like de-stash, and I just sometimes I'd like to have a look. Sometimes you can really like get bargains or something very special that has been discontinued, or you can get really beautiful colorways. So sometimes I'll just have a look every so often, and I saw these 2 skeins and they just said, take me. I could hear them, so I decided to go for them. I'm very happy I took them actually. The colorway is called And the Clouds Began to Break. What a beautiful name for a colorway. The skein looks super beautiful. I think the ball looks great as well, which is not always the case when I find it's so difficult to imagine it knit up. And the combination with the mohair that I used, so I used just a Rico Design Super Kid mohair and silk, which is a 70-30% blend. So this was a pistachio, and it just makes this colorway a bit more subtle. I got a comment of one of my followers on Instagram. She said it looks like the broken glass that you find on the beach, which sort of really gets it. I think, yeah, I know what you mean. So I really like this one. So the pattern is great as well. I really like that it has got like a super long brim, so the brim is almost 20 centimeters long. It's a twisted rib stitch, yeah, and the look is great. It fits well. I'll pop it on for you. I think it could even do with a pom-pom. I could imagine like a flashy pom-pom, but I'm not in the mood of buying pom-poms at the moment. I would have to find a good, I don't want to buy a real one, so yeah, I would have to look into it, and at the moment I've got other things to do. Yeah, so I'm happy with this. This was my first finished object. Coming to my second finished object. 2 finished objects in 2 weeks. Hey, I think that's pretty good. You can almost say it's 3 finished objects, right? So these are the socks that I had showed you in my last episode. In the last episode I think I had 1 finished. So now I've got 2 finished, the pair. And this is just after a stitch count that I know works for me. So I've got 64 stitches on here. The only thing I always have to be super careful is that my has it got the gusset? Oh, I forgot the name. So basically this part of my foot is really, this one is really high, so I always have to adjust it a bit for that. The way I do it is I always make sure I knit a long heel flap. Otherwise I'm not able to get my foot through it. My friends will laugh because I've got one friend who finds my feet hilarious because they look funny. I don't have beautiful feet, it's okay. I know it myself. Yeah, so my feet are quite large, not like long, but quite wide. So yeah, it's not easy for me to find nice shoes. Well, no, it's not that bad, but yeah, I don't have beautiful feet, I'll be honest. So I always find it hard when I do knit socks for myself. I always have to make sure this part is really large enough. Otherwise I can't get my foot through it. Very happy otherwise with the fit. This 3x1 ribbing on the foot really makes them like super well fit around the foot. The only thing I think the cast on, I got it a bit too tight, even though I think I did a German twisted cast on which should really stretch, but hey, nothing is ever perfect. Yeah, I'll probably wear them on the couch. I'm not a hand knitted sock wearer, is that what you say? I don't really wear them on a daily basis. I just like to pop them on when I have got cold feet on the couch. These are my finished objects. And then we're coming to my work in progress. And I've got something very special on my needle. So I saw a test knitter call from Vanillekipferl. She posted a test knitter call on her Instagram, and Lily has got beautiful designs. I mean, she's very, very talented. She's only 22 years old. I feel old next to her, oh my god. And she's been designing since she was, I think, 12 years old, so she's got lots of experience for such a young age. She's sort of like what everybody in the industry requires, right? They want somebody 20 years old with 15 years of experience. Lily has that. No, really, I'm very impressed. So I saw a test knit call of her and for her newest design, and the design is called Lithium sweater. And before I show you what I knit up, I'm gonna pop a link down below so you can have a look at her Instagram account and have a look at the pattern, because the pattern itself, or the sweater itself, is absolutely beautiful. So this is my version, or not my version, but this is my sample, my sweater. So I'm I just finished the belly for the sleeves. The sleeves are very dramatic, so they're very wide. It's probably not like a everyday sweater, but it's something that is very yeah, looks special and will look very glamorous. I can imagine like pairing it with like a very tight fit jeans or a skirt. Once you had a look at the sweater, you will understand what I mean. So I've just finished the ballet, so now I've got plain stockinette to knit up. Yeah. And I also already picked up the cast on for the body. So that's the ribbing for the body. I just have to start with my German short rows. Even though I'm German, I'm not very good in that, so I have to look that up again. It's not really what I know. Normally I send style sweaters and I never include short rows. I probably should, considering like this is not just perfect, but hey, never mind. What I'm using is the Gillette merino wool from Dererum Natura. This is 100% merino, and the colorway is a bois de rose, which means rosewood. It's a color that I really like to use for my nail polish, so that works really well. I'm so looking forward to wear this, probably, I hope I can finish it around Christmas. Maybe I can wear it on Christmas if I get a wiggle on there. I went a bit over the top there with my gauge swatch, but hey, this is a gauge swatch. It's the biggest one I've ever made. I tested 4 different needle sizes. I marked them with yarn overs, so just so I don't lose track which needle size I used. And I saw a tip, and I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Emma from, was it Emma? I'm not too sure. I'm a bit stuck now. I don't want to say the wrong thing. It was either Inge from Knitting Traditions or it was Emma from Woolly Mammoth Fibers. I'm not too sure. One of them two said that they did a gauge swap, or they were asked how to do this, how you mark yours if you go half a needle size, and they said do a purl stitch. So that's what I did. I really liked that tip. So I did the yarn overs for the millimeters, the full millimeters, and then for half the millimeter I made a purl stitch. So very good idea. I adapted that. I'm gonna unravel that once I have finished knitting the jumper, and I'm gonna use that. Well, I ordered 1 ball extra just in case, because I really hate running out of yarn. I find this is the worst that can happen, that you can run out of yarn and you don't find the colorway again. So yeah, this is about the Lytham sweater. Oh yeah, the pattern is really well written, so you get the written instructions and you also get the charts, and I prefer to use the written instructions, but I also like to have the chart as a reference, so I think that's really good. It's very clear. It's like nice to have something interesting like the lace pattern, but I also like plain stockinette, so it's a perfect mix really, and I'm looking forward to finishing that. The other one I'm working on is my own design that I already showed you in my last episode. So this is a sweater for my boyfriend. He loves fishing and he wanted to have one, I don't know if he wants to wear it for fishing, but he wanted to have one with fishes. So he wanted to have an Icelandic style sweater, and here it is. So I added the fishes, and I'm added another pair of waves, and now I'm thinking about how I'm going to continue it. So I've got the waves over here, I've got smaller waves on the sleeves. And yeah, it's coming along well. I've sort of stopped working on that for a little while, but this is going to be my project for the next weeks. Maybe. I think it's only like 2 days away from being finished. Actually, this yoke part goes fairly quick. I'm using the Alafosslopi for that, so that is like I think, bulky weight. I think it's bulky. 100 meters on 100 grams, yeah, should be bulky. This is just the Alafosslopi. I'm gonna put the colorways, I haven't written it down what I'm using at the moment for this one. I'm gonna work on that once I have finished that. So this is just something, yeah, I'm coming out with myself, which is very exciting. This is a project. This is all I'm working on at the moment. One thing though, talking about the sweater for my boyfriend turned around the other day when we were sitting on the couch watching TV, and he said, "Oh, actually, you know what? I might also want to try knitting." So I was quite surprised because he never wanted to do it before. But he said, "Oh yeah, maybe I want to have a go. I also want to do something whilst we're sitting on the couch." So we picked a wool. So he wanted to make another the beanie that I knit for him in the last episode. He wanted to do it himself. So we picked some wool and we just went for 2 skeins just in case. Or 2 balls. So this is the, oops, there we go. I always do it the wrong way around. I'm not an expert, you see. So I'm using, I ordered the Drops undies. It's a 65% wool, 35% alpaca, very affordable, perfect for a beginner, I think, just to try out. Thick enough so it's just not too hard. And he started with the what is it called? The beanie. It was a bit too hard, to be honest. The circumference was so small, and knitting with a short cable was just a bit too hard, I think, for the beginning. So yeah, to not lose the interest, we swapped it into a he's now doing a plain garter cowl. So this is coming along very well. I'm actually quite impressed. I mean, considering this is the first time he's knitting, it's very even. I had to correct a few little bits, but honestly, I think it's looking very well. I hope he's continued. I mean, it's very nice to see him enjoying it, but he's not got, I don't know if he's gonna do it forever. It maybe just, we'll see. We see. It would be nice. I think it's a nice hobby and would be nice to share it, but hey, we never know. And this is sort of a stash acquisition, not for me, but for him, which is great. We can share wool. I hope he buys more. The other wool that I ordered, I talked about in my last episode that I was going to order some, and this is the one that I have received now. So this is some Vanillekipferl. It's the Icelandic unspun wool that is very delicate to knit with because it's so easily, you can so easily rip it. It's something that I would probably not advise to use for a beginner because you have to be careful with the tension, but once you have a bit of experience, it's so nice to work with, and in the combination with mohair, it looks and feels amazing. It's very light when you knit it up, but super sturdy, and the long fibers in the wool, once it's knit up, it's not as delicate as it is when you're knitting with it. So I was very worried the first time that I used it. I thought, oh my god, if you knit a sweater and you just get caught somewhere, it's gonna rip a hole in it right away. But it's actually not the case. It's actually very sturdy. It's warm but light, and I think that's great because these Alafosslopi is quite heavy, which is nice when you want something super warm. But this one is also like it's just the perfect balance. This is probably, if you use that single stranded, that's something you can wear inside with no problem. This one, for example, I already recorded this episode before, and my camera did everything in blurry, so when I was recording before and the sun was still out a bit more, I was boiling hot. I had all the windows open. Now it's a bit better. It has cooled down, and I think it is very nice in the evening to wear. So yeah, Letlopi is just between Plötulopi and Alafosslopi. If you're in the UK and you're looking for Plötulopi, I know I had one comment. So I ordered before directly in Iceland, which is great because you have so much, you have got like all the options to choose of, and I ordered a lot, so it was worth ordering at that time. But the shipping can be very expensive. The other thing I heard is that one of my followers, she ordered from Iceland, and she had to pay import tax, which I didn't have to, and I was surprised that she had to pay import tax. I don't really know what this is about, I'm sorry, I'm not an expert regarding this. But if you want to order Plötulopi or any Icelandic kind of wool, there are a lot of shops, not a lot, but there are some shops, so just Google it. But there are also some small shops which have it, so I know some big shops have Plötulopi, one big shop, so that's Wool Warehouse. But there's also, and this one I ordered from Northern Yarn, and I like to buy from small shops when I can. So that came within days as well. The service was really good. I got a nice card, and yeah, they were the only ones who had this colorway, I think, in stock. So that's great. I always like to buy from smaller shops if I can. Local, even better. Unfortunately, that was not the case for this one. So I don't know where they are. I think they're somewhere in the north. I should really know. Does it say? They're in Lancaster. So yeah, there we go. They're not around the corner. And my last stash acquisition is actually not wool. It's something. So I asked my knitting group if they had any recommendation for the wash. So I asked them, because I ran out of wool wash, and I was looking for something here in the UK, and I didn't know. So they recommended me to use Soak. And that was, I got another recommendation, I can't remember. Was it Eucalan? I popped the link here, the name here on the screen, the other one that I got recommended. This one was the only one that I could get within a couple of days, so I ordered that. Not cheap. This little bottle cost £17, which was, I find, quite expensive. But hey, the smell, the scent is thick. It's very subtle. It's not very. It's not overwhelming. And these socks, I just washed them yesterday and blocked them overnight, and the scent is okay. It's actually, you can't. This one smells already of wool and not of this. You don't wash it out, which I was very, very surprised. So you don't rinse it. I'll have a look if I like it. I'll let you know over time. But that is what I got recommended, which is great. I like to ask people who know about it, and then you can't go wrong normally. Yeah, I already told you I got this one as well. The Juliet, that's nice as well. Not something I would normally pick. I think like this is maybe one of the problems that when you order wool online, you don't know how it feels. So I thought, well, it's soft, but I'm curious to see how it's gonna be wearing it, because it's quite heavy, but obviously it's worsted weight yarn. Hey, I want it all. And that leads me to draw the winner, or actually I just drawed it before I recorded this, or before our recording. So I already picked a name. I used the random comment picker, and the name it came up with for the giveaway. So this was the giveaway from last episode, the Knit Pro Knit and Zip set, the limited Christmas edition. And the winner is Mathilde de Loop. So Mathilde, please get in contact with me. I will pop my email address, my Instagram account, and my Ravelry account down below, so just please contact me, and then I will ship it to you. Thank you for everybody who participated. I know a lot of you wanted to win this set. I totally understand. I wish I could give it to everybody of you, because, well, I already started using it and it is very nice. It's a beautiful set. So if you're maybe looking to treat yourself, this is a nice thing to give, even for yourself or for your knitting friends. I don't know. And yeah, this is the end of my episode. Oh god, it went. I hope it wasn't rushed. I had to film this again because my camera failed in the first time. So I hope this is better now. And that leads me to only wish you a very nice holiday season. Please let me know, how do you celebrate Christmas? Because I know it's so different in every country. Like, I am German, or my family in Germany, we celebrate on the 24th, which is Christmas Eve. Here in the UK, everybody's celebrating on the 25th, so Christmas Day. And yeah, for example, my knitting friends, I think they're meeting online on the 24th, which is absolutely, like, it would never work for me, because on the 24th, and if I would be in Germany with my family, we would probably like run errands in the morning and then cook during the day and fall out in the evening. No, I'm joking. Yeah, celebrate in the evening, and then like later in the evening, after you had dinner, you unwrap the presents. Luckily we don't do presents anymore in my family, so that makes it a bit easier. But yeah, 24th is a big day for us, whereas the 25th and the 26th is like all the shops are closed, but it's sort of the time that you would spend with your grandparents or maybe the parents-in-law. Yeah, that's sort of how it goes in Germany. It would be nice to know how you celebrate and what you're doing this year. I know probably a lot of you won't be able to do it in the normal way, and I really, really hope you just have a nice time with your family, or even if you're alone, I just hope you are able to unwind and like just relax and have a good time. And it will get different as well, so maybe we just have to appreciate this year that it is a bit different, but it will be different soon, I hope. If you have any questions for me, please just pop you can either do it here on YouTube, you can also do it on Instagram, and you can always do it as well on my Ravelry group, so I will pop a link down below if you want to join there. It would be nice to meet you over there. It's been a bit quiet there. I know a few of you have said hello, and it's lovely to see where you're all from, so I'm always impressed that you're from all the corners of around the world. Yeah, this is when you're like telling me, oh, I'm from the States, or when you're from New Zealand, I always think, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, people from all over the world are coming together and just meeting and talking just because of this podcast, which is great. Yeah, and that's about it for this episode. I hope I can come back before the new year. And other than that, I really hope you have a great time over the holidays, a lot of time to knit, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. Thank you, bye bye.